Mr. President, when you listen to the DNC and all the speeches, they're spreading so many different lies, and we eat, breathe, and sleep this, as you do too, more than we do.
Right.
And you know that what they're saying is wrong, but you don't hear your take. There's no one fact-checking. And here is Governor Tim Walz trying to still connect you to Project 2025. Listen.
Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people who are just trying to live their lives. They spent a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football long enough to know, and trust me on this, when somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it. And we know if these guys get back in the White House, they'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class. They'll repeal the Affordable Care Act. They'll gut Social Security and Medicare. And they will ban abortion across this country, with or without Congress. Here's the thing. It's an agenda nobody asked for. It's an agenda that serves nobody except the richest and the most extreme amongst us.
All right, so this is your chance to set the record straight. What's your response?
Well, first of all, he's a total lightweight, and he shouldn't be even having any access to possibly being president. The guy, he's been a terrible governor. They've had nothing but problems in their state. He has no capability. They call him coach. He's a semi-coach. He coached some football for a little while. This guy is a lightweight, and he shouldn't have access. And for him to say about Project 25 is disgraceful. They know I have nothing to do with it. I had no idea what it was. A group of people got together. They drew up some conservative values, very conservative values, and in some case, perhaps they went over the line, perhaps they didn't. I have no idea what Project 25 is, but they use it and they know it. Just like Charlottesville, totally discredited. They use Charlottesville. You know, Biden gets up all the time, says Charlottesville. He ran because of Charlottesville. He got run out of office by the Democrats. They did a coup on him, and he's sitting someplace in California on a beach, and because he's in California, it's crime-ridden place. It's not the same place. More people leaving than coming, and all of the things that these people have done. Kamala has been the worst. Everything she touched turned bad. California turned bad. San Francisco, you can't walk into San Francisco. You barely can go into California anymore. It's a state that's in terrible, terrible crime trouble and every other form of trouble, monetary trouble. It's got nothing. Drugs all over the place. You go into Los Angeles, you can't walk down the streets. It's a shame between Gavin Newsom, but it was really more Kamala because she was your district attorney in San Francisco. San Francisco is unlivable now, unlivable. 15 years ago, it was the most beautiful city, one of the greatest cities in the world. Today, it's unlivable. It's going to have to be, hopefully, be able to be brought back if that's possible. Kamala, who's a Marxist and a radical left, frankly, she's a radical left lunatic. And if she became our president, if this country would turn out to be a big version of San Francisco or a big version of California itself. So these guys, they talk about that. They talk about all different things that they know are totally discredited. They have a thing with soldiers where I'm looking over the graves of soldiers and saying a horrible thing about dead soldiers from World War I. It was totally made up. It was a made-up story. That was confirmed, my side of it, by 26 people in the military that it never happened. They had one lunatic talking about it, and they use it all the time. There's nobody that loves the military more than me. Nobody did more for the military. I rebuilt the military. They gave $85 billion of it away to Afghanistan in the dumbest and one of the most horrible things that's ever happened, probably the most embarrassing moment that ever happened to a country.
And she was the last one in the room. And she was the last one in the room when that decision was made.
She was the last one. No, she made the decision. She made the decision, and it was one of the most embarrassing making decisions. Not Brian, not the fact that we got out. The way they got out. I was ready to get out, but I was going to keep Bagram. That's one of the biggest air bases in the world. It was 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons. 1 hour away. Very important that we keep it. They left Bagram. The biggest runway, most powerful runways can handle the heaviest loads. This was designed billions and billions of dollars years ago. We gave them the keys, and now China occupies Bagram. We should have kept that. That was the one thing we should have stayed, not because of Afghanistan, but because of China. And we gave it up. They took the soldiers out before they did. Soldiers first. We left people. We have, to this day, we have people living there that can't get out. 13 great people who I know the families, as you know. 13 great people killed, 45 absolutely obliterated, the arms, the legs, and hundreds of people killed during that day. People falling off planes, many people falling off planes from 3,000 feet up in the air. That's like 3 times the height of the Empire State Building.
President Trump, you're talking about...
so sad to see.
You're talking about
and then
so
I
many...
have to listen to, excuse me, then I have to listen to a lightweight like this get up and absolutely lie, but they all lied. And they mentioned my name. I read where, and frankly, I watched where you said, your group said, you said specifically, I think they mentioned me 297 times. They mentioned the border once. They mentioned crime twice. They don't mention the economy because the economy is horrible. They defrauded the people of our country with the job numbers. You saw that. 818,000 fake jobs they put on the rolls. They thought they could keep it. They thought they were going to keep those numbers until right after the election when they could announce a revision, but they weren't able to do that because they had a leaker and somebody leaked the numbers. They were fraudulent job numbers, just like they have fraudulent crime numbers. The FBI didn't include New York, Chicago, and Oakland, and a couple of other places that aren't doing so well in crime. If they would have included those numbers, they're the worst crime numbers we've ever had.